The paradox we're about to explore is called the overfitting paradox. It begins with a data scientist named Lena. She works for a tech company that trains predictive AI models, tools that analyze patterns in consumer behavior, medical outcomes, and global trends. Her latest project involves predicting equipment failures in power plants before they happen. The AI ingests thousands of data points: temperature, pressure, vibration, operator logs, even weather forecasts. It begins to find patterns, precise, subtle, and shockingly accurate. At first, Lena is thrilled. The model predicts 95% of failures before they occur, then 98%, then 99.9%. Everyone calls it flawless, until one day a massive failure strikes without warning. The model never saw it coming. Lena investigates and discovers something strange. The AI didn't fail because it lacked data. It failed because it had too much. This is where the paradox begins. The overfitting paradox asks, can a model become so accurate at interpreting past data that it loses its ability to predict the future? In machine learning, overfitting happens when a model becomes too complex, when it memorizes the noise instead of learning the signal. It fits the training data perfectly, every quirk, every outlier, every random fluctuation, but that precision becomes a trap. Because the moment new data appears, slightly different, slightly messier, the model stumbles. It was trained to see patterns, but it learned the wrong ones. It confused coincidence with causation. That's the paradox. The more precisely you tune your system to the past, the less adaptable it becomes to the future. This isn't just an AI problem, it's a human one. Think about a student who memorizes answers without understanding concepts, or a company that becomes so optimized for one market it can't adapt when the world changes, or a person who builds their entire identity around past experiences and can't accept a version of themselves they haven't lived yet. Overfitting is a kind of cognitive rigidity disguised as expertise. It gives the illusion of mastery. But mastery without flexibility is fragile. Lena adjusts her model. She introduces randomness, simplifies assumptions, reduces the number of variables. At first, accuracy drops. People panic. But over time, the model becomes more resilient. It stops chasing ghosts. It starts seeing real patterns, and it begins predicting failures again. Not perfectly, but better. More human. The overfitting paradox reminds us that the goal of intelligence isn't to predict the past, but to adapt to what's next. This lesson echoes in all kinds of systems. In economics, where analysts overfit models to past recessions. In politics, where leaders prepare for the last war, not the next one. In relationships, where people expect new partners to repeat old patterns. And in minds, like yours and mine, which cling to old explanations, even when the world is clearly changing. So as you lie here now, thoughts drifting across the horizon of memory and possibility, ask yourself, what beliefs have I overfit to past experiences? What stories have I memorized so completely that I've stopped being curious? And how much of what I call truth is just pattern matching my history? But if you're still awake, here's something to quietly recalibrate. If perfect knowledge of the past breaks your vision of the future, where should you start looking instead? The end.